Hello everyone. So today I thought I would make a different kind of video, one that's more nursing oriented, because I actually submitted my nursing application about 5 days ago. So all of my work is officially done and now I'm in a period of waiting to see what my results are, to see if I get into my program or not. But I kind of wanted to talk about the biggest thing that held me back from submitting my application for such a long time, that I would say was honestly the biggest hurdle in applying for nursing school, and that would be the TEAS exam. So the TEAS is the Test of Essential Academic Skills, and it is made by ATI. Some schools have a limit on how many times you can take it, and some schools don't. And some schools you don't even need to take it. You take the HESI instead, or maybe you don't even need an entrance exam. But I had to take the TEAS. Taking the TEAS was a spiritual experience for me, let me just say that. Like, I have never felt closer to God in the moments before and after taking my TEAS exam, like thoroughly just like crying like a mess, because this test, it really just tests you as a person, I would say, because you would think, oh, English, science, math, and reading, like easy, basic. No. It just beats you down. Okay, so obviously I'm kidding. It is a really hard and difficult test that does make you feel like a stupid person, because I've always considered myself to be a relatively smart and intelligent person, but after I took the TEAS, every time I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot, like I know nothing. I'm going to tell you how I got a 90.7 on my TEAS exam, and I'm just gonna tell you all my little tips and tricks for getting the score that you want on the TEAS. Obviously that isn't the highest score, but it's definitely not the lowest score, and a 90 is what I needed to get maximum points in the TEAS section for my nursing application. So I was so elated when I got my 90. So I'm gonna tell you all about that. And here is a little clip of me right after I got my 90. Hey guys, I want to start this video off by saying I just took my TEAS test for the fourth time, and I finally got that 90% that I needed. To be exact, 90.7 is what I got. I can't even contain my happiness. I'm actually in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru because there's no Chick-fil-A where my college is, and I'm here in Sacramento getting Chick-fil-A. But I am so happy. So I took the TEAS a total of 4 times. I know not all schools accept that many submissions of the TEAS or allow you to even take it more than once. Luckily my school doesn't have a limit on how many times you can take it, so I was very lucky to get my 90 within 4 times. The first time I took it, which was in March, I got a 84.7. The second time I took it, which was in May, I got a 86. The third time I took it, which was in August, I got a 87. And then the fourth time I took it, which was 2 weeks ago in September, I got a 90.7. And that was truly the happiest day of my life. Like, I can't even express the feeling of being done with the TEAS. I was like, this is glorious, this is wonderful, this is beautiful. So I'm gonna tell you how I got that 90. So something I will say about the TEAS that I have noticed, and about everyone else that I've talked to that has also taken it has also noticed, it's really hard to study for it without taking it, because the way that the questions are worded and the format of the test, you kind of really need to understand what you're getting yourself into prior to taking the test and studying for it. So I took my initial exam 7 months before I actually applied to the nursing program. And I know some schools you can only take it once and they take your first passing score, so that might not be the case for you. So I'm gonna give you some other options that you can do rather than taking the test multiple times. One of the biggest things that helped me was the practice tests on ATI's website. I think they're about $48 for 2, and you can retake them twice, I believe. And I would say that these tests are a little bit harder than the actual test, so the score that you give, I always would get like 70s and stuff on those, and I would get like 85 on my other tests. So I feel like that's a good way to like gauge kind of how you're doing, and just to practice, get used to the format. It asks you the question and it gives you the answer immediately, so you know where you're landing as you're taking it. And I think that was really helpful in studying and realizing immediately what questions I'm getting wrong and why. Also, I think there's practice tests that aren't on ATIs, you can just Google like TEAS practice tests, and they're not like the full-fledged thing, and they're not from ATI, so they're not like guaranteed the same, but they're from people who have taken it multiple times and understand the TEAS and understand what it's like, so they're formatted similar, and it's just helpful. So after you've done the practice test and like understood where you're going, I would suggest getting the ATI workbook and this one, because this baby, she got me my 90. I love her. I am such a fan of her. She is a queen. The ATI workbook is really nice because it's vague, but it gives you an idea of what exactly they're going to be asking for on the exam, and it's directly from ATI, from the source. And also, once you finish taking your TEAS, there's an option to go onto an improve tab, and it'll tell you the sections that you did, that you need improvement on, and it'll have exact pages in the workbook that you can work on that. And that book also has some practice tests as well. So that one was very helpful, but it's not very in-depth. It's kind of just like a vague overview of the test, like here are some concepts that you need to know and focus on. Now this beauty right here, she is glorious. She is wonderful. I know I'm like going on and on about her. My dad actually got this for me after my second time taking it because I had a full-on meltdown. I was crying, and he was like, yikes, okay, like let me see if I can find anything, like a class, and he just Googled this book for me. And this is honestly the best book because it has, I think, it has 3 practice tests, which is so helpful because I don't like just to read to understand and study for a test. Like I like practice tests. I like going through the motions and understanding the format and the wording of each question so that I can get myself in the mindset, and so when I'm taking the test, I'm like, I've seen this before, I'm comfortable with it. I think that's the biggest thing with this test, is being comfortable with the information and the format. And the format I think is the most important because it's like, it's multiple choice, you can guess. And this also gives you good guessing tips in here. So this is just a really helpful workbook. It really breaks everything down. She's thick, like it's a big book, but I didn't even read every section, but the practice tests were huge for me. In addition, Mometrics, which is the company that made this book, they have a bunch of videos online. They'll be like an hour and 15 minutes long, just talking about like English. I'll say like how to use parentheses, how to properly use a compound sentence, like all those different things. And I would honestly just put those on like when I was painting my nails or in the shower, just as background noise. But hearing that and just being familiar with what I'm going to be tested on was so helpful for me. The last thing that was probably one of the most beneficial to me, because I kind of just kept it constantly going, was having Quizlet decks. And none of them I made because that's a lot of work, and I would just Google like TEAS science Quizlet, and there would be like 500 words, and I would go through that just constantly. And this is bad because I encourage everyone to pay attention in class, but I'd be in a lecture and I would split screen my laptop taking notes and going through Quizlet deck and just constantly familiarizing myself with the concepts, the words. And I think I studied to the point where it was like I knew everything. Like I was familiar with seeing it, I understood what was there, so I was like, okay, I'm so comfortable that it just made it so much easier for me. And I recommend using the Quizlet decks because there's so many out there. Some of them you have to buy, don't buy them, because you can totally do it without buying them. And just constantly refreshing my memory, like going through the decks, was probably the most helpful thing for me. And I also want to make a special note to my sister, because my sister took the TEAS multiple times, and her influence and study help was really beneficial to me. So not all of you have an older sister that's also going into nursing to help you, but that was super helpful. So I can be your older sister that can help you, because the TEAS is a journey. It can beat you down as a person. Do not let the TEAS take over who you are. What I think is just really huge when going into the TEAS test, or any test for that matter, is positive self-talk. I know that sounds kind of funny. It's just really nice for me to tell myself I am smart, I do know what I'm doing, I am capable, the TEAS does not control me before taking the test. And I'm not saying that's why I got a 90, but having a positive influence on your mind and telling yourself, you know what, I know what I'm doing, I'm totally fine, I can absolutely do this, is so huge for your success in the TEAS. So just to kind of wrap things up, the TEAS is the worst test ever, but you are totally capable of getting the score that you need. The ATI 6 workbook is super helpful, but they also have those pages online when you go to improve, so that's good to know. The Mometrics ATI TEAS Secrets, this book, she's a beauty, love her. Quizlets and positive self-talk. Like, you just need to surround yourself with a wealth of knowledge and positivity when you're studying for the TEAS, and you will get the score that you need. It took me 4 times to get mine. I've known people that it's taken them 8 times to get it, and I know some schools you can only take it once, so it's literally just about surrounding yourself and using the tools that you need. So I hope this could be helpful to any of you who are preparing to take the TEAS or are considering nursing. Do not let the TEAS hold you back at all, because it is something that you can conquer. There were many nights where I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get the score that I need, and it would just like rock me as a person, like, but truly, you can do it. You're totally capable, and I believe in you. So good luck everyone out there trying to take the TEAS, and I know you're all gonna make great nurses. So thank you guys for watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would make me very happy, but do not feel obligated in any way. And go out there and kill it. You're gonna get whatever score you need on your TEAS, and I believe in you. So see you later.